You know, every day for 149 years, the Salt Lake Tribune has arrived on doorsteps. That tradition ends today as the paper many of us just call the Trib becomes a continuous online publication with a weekly print edition. So here it is. Today's edition. You know, I first subscribed to this as a freshman at the University of Utah in 1990. It's a great paper. The 21st century, though, has been brutal on newspapers. The Pew Foundation says revenue declined from $38 billion to $14 billion for newspapers in America from 2008 to 2018. That's a 62% drop. In that same time period, the number of jobs for newspaper reporters were almost cut in half. And Pew says only 14% of Americans pay for local news in some form. And yes, as we go to the Tribune's executive editor, that is me saying you should all subscribe to some local news gathering service. It doesn't have to be the Tribune, but it's an important service that we should be willing to pay for. So Utah's flagship independent paper trying to evolve. Now going to a nonprofit a year ago, Lauren, and now making this transition. You're helming the Tribune's new chapter. And let me introduce you. You're the executive editor, Lauren Gustus. And Lauren, we're talking for the first time. So glad you're with us. I should mention that we're content sharing partners. What does today and this transition tomorrow mean?
Thanks, Max. Today is a transition, and while we are mourning the last daily edition of the printed paper, we're also eager, like I think many people are, to turn the page and to move into 2021. And that's because the Tribune, for the first time in its history and effective tomorrow, will be a standalone nonprofit news organization. This is because the advertising and circulation partnership that we had with the Deseret News that went back over 70 years ends today. And so we are a standalone organization, and your investment in the Tribune is returned directly to the community in the form of more local news and information. We spent the last 2 months launching an advertising team, a circulation operation, a new weekend edition, a new e-edition, a new website, a new app for your phone. I'm new, the revenue officer is new. So while we're 149, soon to be 150 years old, it feels like we're launching a startup. What we hope is that we're still able to serve our readers as seamlessly and effectively as we have before. And that's through online access at sltrib.com, through that e-edition, which is a facsimile of the printed paper that appears 6 days a week, and through the Sunday edition.
And what's the significance for people at home who are thinking, why do I pay when I can go online and just look stuff up for free? What do you tell them? This is you should be paying to subscribe to the Trib online. By the way, I love the service. I've been doing it for years now.
Yeah. Thank you, Max. In preparation for this weekend's first print edition, our reporters spent dozens of hours poring over hundreds of emails that they received through open records requests made to the state government. The findings that they have built from the deep dives that they have done with respect to the review of these emails are significant, and it takes us a lot of time and energy to responsibly vet the information that's coming in, to confirm, to make sure that we've packaged it in a way that it is easy to understand and easy to dissect. And so I would say that the quality of the information is directly connected to the effort that a journalist puts in. And that does take time and that takes resources. And the more support that we have, the more of that type of reporting that we can do.
And describe the difference in terms of the review of that kind of information and really like a museum curating, like the curation of information for people. What you're doing, I find, when I have this print edition, I know that if I go through this, it's not going to be some algorithm giving me what I want. That I'm going to get what some professionals have looked at and thought someone who's informed should know about this.
Our mission is to hold those empowered to account. And so that informs decisions with respect to what we place into that printed paper. Our mission is to offer a greater diversity of perspectives that informs what we put into that printed paper. And we spend a heck of a lot of time engaging in how we can make the best, most robust experience for you on any given Sunday. The process starts well in advance of the week that we begin to work on the paper. And I do think that that is a delineator when we have endless amounts of information available to us on Facebook, on Twitter, on via Google, you name it. The responsible curation of an experience that's going to be relevant to a reader in Utah is a differentiator for the Tribune and for other news organizations as well.
Lauren Gustus, thank you so much for taking some time to talk with us. Everyone at home, I encourage you, sltrib.com or your local paper. There's some great local journalism happening in Utah, and take a few minutes away from social media, and you'll really benefit if you support them. So thanks so much, Lauren. Good to talk to you.